Hey guys, what's up, it's Vicious here and welcome back to another video. In this video we will be going over PGSharp version 1.28.0 for the month of August. In this video we'll be going over how to download PGSharp. We'll be going over the features for PGSharp, what's different in this August, and some of my recommendations and suggestions for the developers continuing down the road. Obviously, just before we get into this, you do not need to root your Android phone, and this only works with Android. Does not work with iOS. You can download this at pgsharp.com. There's an official link to their website down in the description below. And if you need any assistance with the download, obviously you can come to our Discord. And yeah, so remember, and you don't need root for this. Unlike things like Polygon and Pokemon, no root required, which does mean that of course it is slightly riskier. But I do not know anyone who has been banned off of PGSharp. If anything, people have only been banned off iPogo. So yeah, PGSharp, I mean, I use it on my main, and at the end of the day, if it's an account that you care a lot about, and you've put a ton of money into, then I would use something like Polygon or Pokemon rather than this, because those are rooted methods. But obviously, if you don't want to root your Android, you just use PGSharp. So we're going to be going over some of the features. There's actually a few new features. There's the gift assistant and the skip cutscenes one, which is really nice. Previously, those were not in here. Obviously, the instant beat Team Rocket I've actually gone over previously in a video. But yeah, we'll be going over all of the features rather, for this current update 1.28.0. So first of all, we have the speed. Obviously, this is the speed at which your character walks. We have spoof location, turn that on. Joystick, turn that on. Hide PGSharp, obviously this is very useful if you want to take like screenshots or something. You can just turn it on, and then it hides it, and then swipe 3 fingers to restore. Simple. Next one we have is inventory and encounter IV. Now inventory IV makes it so that when you go into a Pokemon in your inventory, it shows up at the top there, and you can just press it to get rid of it. Very nice. The encounter IV is if you encounter a Pokemon, let's click the ducklet. It'll show you the level, the IV, and then of course the 3 statistics that make up that IV. Very, very cool. Next we have caught preview. Caught preview, as I showed, it probably showed up just now, but I'll do it again. So let's just click this Poochyena, and if it catches it, it will say caught. If it flees, obviously it'll say flee. If it escapes, it'll say escape. And then one of the features that's new right now is the skip cutscenes, which allows you to skip the ball shaking movement, which was very annoying, especially in raids. Because you would throw the Pokeball, and then there'd be like 3 seconds you'd have to wait. I mean, it's not a lot of time, but you know, it's nice to skip some of those cutscenes. Next we have enhanced throw. We have excellent curveball, AR+, and then 100% hit, which is a new one. So excellent curveball, obviously this should be on. AR+ for that extra sweet bonus XP, and then 100% hits allows you to actually just. Well, that's a Nundo. Wow. Okay, that's 0 IV. Anyway, so you can just essentially throw the Pokeball at the floor, and it'll still be excellent curved and AR+, which is fantastic. Next we have the map. Obviously, keep that on. Tap to teleport. You can change this to tap to walk, tap to teleport. Either one doesn't really matter. I prefer teleport because it means if I'm trying to do a gym, I can just go straight to the gym. If I want to go back, I can just go straight back. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do walking, I'd recommend doing auto walking anyway. So we have nearby radar and quick sniper. Now these two, if we turn them on, they're going to be 2 little UI things here. So this is the radar, and this essentially just scans the nearby for Pokemon that you want to catch. It's useful if you're stuck on a cooldown and you don't really want to deal with anything. You just want to kind of catch some specific Pokemon. So say there's an event going on and you're trying to catch like Beldum because it's increased spawns. You would set the radar on for Beldum, and you can just catch everything that you see, or catch all the Pokemon that show up on the radar. Very, very useful. Next we have here is the filter quick sniper. So what you can do is you can set it to one of the filters. We'll be going over the feeds at a later date, later in the video, obviously. But essentially, you can just match it to one of the feeds, so you don't have to click into feeds every time you want to deal with it. Let's just turn that off. Next one we have is cooldown timer. Now, obviously, if you're familiar with how the cooldown timer works, you don't actually have to care about what the cooldown timer is telling you. As long as you know that you're correct, it's fine. Like, obviously, PGSharp doesn't change anything from the game, actually. Like, it doesn't actually affect the game. Like, it won't break your cooldowns. or it won't break your shiny chances or anything, which is a common misconception apparently. I didn't realize people thought that PGSharp actually like changed the game fundamentally. No, PGSharp doesn't actually change the game, like basic game mechanics, right? So if you're not on cooldown and you know you're not, even if the timer says you are, obviously you aren't, right? So what this cooldown history allows you to do is it gives you precise calculations or precise times for when you last caught something. So obviously the current time is 7:29. I last caught that ducklet at 7:27. So if I teleported more than 200 kilometers away, I would have to wait 2 hours, right? So the next time I would be able to catch anything in that place 200 kilometers away would be, wait, is it 2 hours for 200 kilometers? I don't know. Maybe, okay, let's say 10,000 kilometers. Maybe if I went from Tokyo to San Francisco, right? I go to San Francisco, the next time I would be able to catch something in San Francisco would be 9:27:42. And not a second before or later. Well, later obviously, but not a second before. And that's essentially what this cooldown is trying to tell you. So make sure you're aware of cooldowns and how they work before you obviously try to snipe things, or else you're going to get soft banned. If you get soft banned too many times, there's the possibility, obviously, of you getting banned. Cooldown timer, let's turn that off. Quick catch, very useful. Essentially, I'll just do it again, but I mean, it's done. I've done this a few times, right? It just skips the animation. Quick catch, done. Caught. Skip cutscenes. It skips a bunch of them. It skips the evolve animation. It skips the mega animation. I think skips some of the gym animations as well, which is really nice. Block non-shiny. Essentially, this is good for shiny hunting. If you turn it on, any Pokemon that you click, if it's not a shiny, it's just not going to go into the screen, which is nice if you're mass checking Pokemon. You can just check all of them at the same time. Quick load map, not very useful. I don't really use it that much, but I just turn it on anyways because it loads the map a little bit quicker, maybe like 1 to 2 seconds quicker. I think this would help usually on the lower end devices where the load times are a bit annoying. So yeah, you just turn it on anyway. It doesn't really do anything. Spawn booster, really cool. Actually increases the radius to which you can encounter Pokemon. So this little bee here, if I didn't have spawn booster on, I would not be able to catch this guy or even encounter him. I wouldn't even see him on the screen. And so spawn booster just essentially increases the radius to which you can see stuff. Yeah. So next we have Virtual Go Plus. Very, very useful. This is the thing in the top right corner. If you click it, obviously it'll turn on and you start auto catching and auto spinning. There's obviously you can go into the settings as well, and then scroll down to the very bottom. You can actually change the Go Plus settings, and you can turn them on for auto catching Pokemon or only spinning stops. So that's part of in-game. So you have to change those settings in-game in Pokemon Go, and they're not part of PGSharp, right? Next, you have the instant team battle, the Team Rocket thing, which is just kind of cool, right? If you go to here, if you just battle him, actually, we're not going to battle him. Never mind, we're not going to battle him. That's a prank. We're not going to battle him because then it's going to show my thing, and I don't want to have to deal with someone blurring it out. Yeah. Essentially just beat the Team Rocket battle for you. You don't really have to do anything. Frustratingly, though, it does leave the Pokemon on like 99% HP. Because for some reason it's not completely instant. It takes like a second to activate. So yeah, you do actually have to potion all those Pokemon to put them back at 100%. Kind of annoying, but you know, I'm sure it'll be fixed very soon. Next we have Gift Assistant. Gift Assistant I'm not going to show off, obviously, because then my friends are all going to get exposed. But essentially what it does is it allows you to instantly receive and send gifts, which is nice. It skips that animation. It's a bit annoying if you want to know what you actually got from those gifts. I would just turn it off and then I'll open the gifts, obviously. But it allows you to quickly do that stuff, so really cool. Next we have the map. Very simple, just teleport wherever you want, right? You can search for coordinates / places, and then you can, obviously, if you turn on PokéStops and gyms, you can actually see all the gyms and PokéStops in the nearby area, which is really cool, especially if you're trying to find a specific gym to just go to. And yeah, I mean, holy crap, there's a lot here. Jesus. Let's turn that off before our phone dies. Next we have, I think these are raid. Yeah, these are, wow. This one is actually impressive. I'm going to be honest with you. This one is really impressive. Shows you all the raid locations, you know, all the stars, the mega raids, 5-star raid right there. See if we can see it on the map. Can we? Am I just, oh, there it is, Dialga. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, very cool. I don't really use this one because, I mean, I can just see, right? Next we have the GPX here. So if I just click allow there next time, you can just import GPX files, which is essentially like an automated route to walk for your character. So some GPX files you can find on our Discord for places like New York, Tokyo. You just download them and then import them into PGSharp, and they'll teleport there and then walk the routes for you, which is very nice. So that's maps. Next we have the speed. Obviously you can change it from here to 0, and then 9.3, 18.6, 30, and then 60. Next we have auto walk. This is probably the most used feature in PGSharp Premium. And this is essentially what it allows you to do, is it allows you to walk around. It's really good for hatching eggs. I would walk around at around 9.3 to 12 kilometers. I usually do 9.3 because I'm too lazy to actually change it to 12, but when I do use PGSharp, I change it to 12 properly. Next thing we have here is the feeds feature. So there's default 100 IV one, which is great. Shows you all the 100 IV Pokemon that you can actually catch globally. Remember, there's cooldowns, obviously, so if you teleport, and if it's a bit far, you'll actually have to wait, right? Obviously, it does say cooldown 120, because these are over 1,000 kilometers away, most of these. If there's one that's closer, obviously, it won't be 120 minutes cooldown, but currently there aren't any. So next we can try a feed. So if you want to hunt for 100 IV Pokemon, we just do that. And then if you want to hunt for some specific Pokemon, I don't even know what's happening right now, but you can create new filters. There's a lot of parameters that you can deal with, but you can search and hunt for specific Pokemon, for specific IVs as well, which is really nice, especially if you're looking for that God Roll PvP IV. Next we have favorites. Obviously I've gone over these in my Hot Places video. Some of these are really nice. I personally go to New York, Zaragoza, and Tokyo the most. These are the 3 time zones really. Don't really go anywhere else, to be honest. Don't really need to. These are just the best places, right? If you're looking to level up your account, I would go to Zaragoza or Pier 39 or New York, so you can spin a ton of PokéStops, because there are a ton of PokéStops there, and you can just auto spin them and get that sweet XP. You can save points and you can save routes, so that in the future you can walk the same ones. Next we have the teleport. The teleport is just you can instantly put in coordinates and places. One thing about this one actually is if you import coordinates with like text in them, so say you're trying to participate in a gym from like Pokédex 100 or something, usually the coordinates usually come with a bit of text, right? And so what you can do is you can copy the entire message, and then it'll filter out only the coordinates for you, which is really nice. And I mean, it's pretty impressive, to be honest. But it will filter out the coordinates so that you can just so that you don't actually have to do it yourself, which is really nice. And yeah, that's it for PGSharp. So like I said right at the very beginning, this is Android only. You do not need to root your phone. If you're having issues with downloading PGSharp, one thing to note is that you actually have to uninstall Pokemon GO first, and then install PGSharp afterwards. Or else it'll say like app not installed or something. So make sure you uninstall and then install the PGSharp version of this. To purchase Pokecoins, you actually have to download the original Pokemon GO app, which is very frustrating. Essentially, you have to delete PGSharp, the PGSharp version of Pokemon GO, reinstall the base version, and then buy the coins, and then reinstall it. So super annoying, but it's just part of the integral part of PGSharp or whatever, and they can't really do anything about it. PGSharp also still currently does not have Google login, so either you do trainer accounts or you do Facebook login. Something you can actually do is if you only have Google linked to the account, what you can do is you can download the original version of Pokemon Go, link a Facebook account to that Google account in game, and then once you've done that, you can use it. Obviously, you can sign it with Facebook into PGSharp, and you should be good to go. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think I've answered most of the FAQs. For iOS, obviously you want to use something like iPogo/SX. On Android, you want to use PGSharp, Pokemon, or Polygon. And yeah, I think that's really all it is. Obviously, like I've said at the start of the beginning of the video, PGSharp is less safe than the other rooted methods, but obviously, because you don't need to root it, there is inherently a higher risk, right? Because it doesn't pass it might not pass safety net at a future point in time. So yeah, but currently I do not know anyone who's been banned using PGSharp, and as long as you stay smart, stay safe, I'd say the most you can get is like a strike, and then obviously if you get a strike, you don't spoof with PGSharp, right? So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed this type of content, do leave a subscription down below. Leave a like, obviously comment down below what you'd like to see next. Next week's video will be on iPogo and the risks of using iPogo. I've got some footage from a friend of mine to go over the features, which is really, really nice of him. If you want to support my channel, obviously you can go to your youtube.com/vicio5/join, which is essentially a Twitch subscription to my channel. It's like $5 a month, I think. So that's greatly, greatly appreciated. Join our Discord if you have any questions. We're just under 13,000 members, which is a ton of people, actually. So very impressed by that number. Keep them coming in. Our official website and store should be launching soon. Also, there's new merch dropping, but I'll probably go over that in my next video, so because it's still being reviewed, but it is very, very sick. I custom hired some person on an artist on Fiverr to give me some graphic designs, and they're very, very cool. I'll leave the hype for next video, but yeah, I mean, there'll be pictures in the next video, but they're very, very cool. And if you do enjoy my content, it's one of the greater ways to support me. So yeah, that's it for this entire video. Say thank you to my editor as well for editing this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.